What's going on, family? It's your man, Avery Joshua, man, in the studio, man. Today, we got another one. This time, the wife of this gentleman on the screen called their pastor, Daddy. What are you doing? What are you doing? I tell you what, pastor probably ain't doing all. He ain't praying. He are praying. It's a difference between praying and praying on something else. Let me tell you something, man. This guy here said, he went through his wife's phone and saw, I guess, some text. So we're going to see what it is. But somebody might be touching somebody's oven. Let's get to it, man. Pastor, why my wife
I'm so mad.
You daddy?
I go through my wife's phone, and my wife is calling the pastor daddy. Daddy. Calling the pastor daddy. Nah, pastor, open this door. Open this door, pastor. Yeah, I got a question. No, here's my question. My question to you, why I go through my wife's phone and my wife calling you the pastor of your church, calling the pastor of your church, calling you daddy. You allow your church members to call you.
Pastor said he is daddy. Call me daddy now. You know what? Let me say that. I know a lot of people talking about he's my spiritual father. No, he's not. He's just a man. You know what I mean? If you calling another man father, even the scripture tell you don't even call a man father. You know what I mean? And so pastor say, hey, I'm your daddy now. Don't worry about it. Just bring me your offering, your tithe, and I put this in the machine. The machine got a gift.
That's what you're saying. You saying you want your flock, and I'm gonna upload the I'm gonna upload the footage, and I promise you. No, what you mean? No, please. No, ain't no camera. No,
that's my spiritual daughter.
Ain't no spiritual daughter, nothing. Ain't no. You is not gonna. You got my wife calling you daddy. You calling you? You got my wife calling you daddy. Now I'm not. What you mean? Wait. It ain't no wait. You ain't gonna know.
I remember back in the day, there was a church here in Atlanta where people was calling the bishop at the time daddy. And I'm like, something is wrong with that. Something that I ain't calling no other man daddy. I do have a physical father, but then I have my spiritual father. And I ain't finna get them too confused. One I came from and one I belong to. But I remember this story clearly, man, and people was questioning that. Why are people calling this man daddy? And he's saying the same thing this guy said, because they are my spiritual children. Man, get up out of here. I think a lot of this stuff is a sham. A lot of these cats is full of hot air. Ain't none of these cats coming from Jeremiah 3:15, man. You know, the Most High said he'll send you a pastor. I think a lot of these cats just end up packing up, going to school. And just because you go to school, don't make you a pastor. Do not make you a pastor. Do not make you a minister. Do not make you a reverend. Do not make you a bishop. A lot of these cats just, it's just because you're a well-spoken individual and you can motivate people to open their purses and their heart and pull on people emotional heartstrings. That's why a lot of affairs happen. Just here in Georgia, a lot of affairs in the church with the bishop and the pastors is happening. And people need to open their eyes up. They're getting a little too close to these men. They still men. A lot of them in wolf and sheep clothing.
Ain't no wait. You don't got my wife calling you daddy. I don't care if you call no police. You can call the police. I don't care what you're saying. You got my wife calling you daddy. I tell you, there ain't no spiritual daughter. Ain't no spiritual daughter. I promise you, I'm putting this church on blast. What's the name of this church? What's the name of this church? No, what's the name of it? Yeah.
Let me tell you, it probably was a skit. You know, it was a funny skit, but it's probably more likely a skit. But my thing is this: a lot of that is happening in the world today, and a lot of black men or men in general. I'm not going to say black men, but men in general stop going to church. You know what I mean? And a lot of, because this is my personal opinion. I know people be upset with me. They put it in the comments. That's fine. I can handle it. I'm a big boy. A lot of churches keep the woman single because they'll tug on the woman's heartstrings and the woman to open her purse and provide and keep the ministry going. Well, a lot of men be looking at him like, Man, whatever, bro. This cat here ain't talking about nothing, bro. You know what I mean? We'll call you out on it. But I do think that. I do think all these men, black women, our conference and all that, man, I think a lot of the ministries keep the women single. You know what I mean? And they constantly got something going on so that the woman can be there. And like my man, he was saying, like I said, I think this is a true skip. But he said, "What's the name of this church?" So he don't even go there. His wife go there. He don't even go there. And a lot of people don't go there. I know a lot of men would drop their wife off to church and just sit in the car. They didn't want no parts of it. You know what I mean? Of the ministry, of the church. They didn't want nothing to do with it. But their wife would go in the church, and I heard those type stories. But what are y'all gonna do, fellas, if your wife come home or in talking to you, but like, man, Daddy said this in church, and Daddy said this. Are you looking crazy? Or are you going up there and get some straightness? First of all, my wife ain't gonna call another man daddy. Hey, she got a father, but especially a pastor daddy. We ain't doing that at all. I'll be just like my man knocking on the door, but the police best to be there when I get there because I'm gonna be accusatory and I'm gonna be in a proper foul mood, and I'm gonna forget all my spirituality on the way there because I'm gonna be super, super angry. But if your wife called this man daddy, what are y'all doing? And women, do you or will you call your pastor daddy? Because see, that is a little different from father. That is something else going on with this whole situation. So with that said, man, I will just let me know what y'all do, man. And the link to this video will be in the description. I always get a content creator credit for the video. The name of the content creator is in here. And the link is in there. So go look around, look at his page, see what he got going on. If you like his material, please follow, share. Do the same here. Please follow, share, and like on the Dri Bones and Avery Sherelle platforms. But with that said, man, peace and shalom. But my wife ain't calling no man dad. I tell you that. Later.